Hi, welcome to Pop Goes the Culture. Thanks for calling in. While you're waiting to be brought on the air, set up your computer or your phone or tablet properly to get the best possible picture and sound. We want you to look your best. You're going to be on TV. First, find a quiet spot with not a lot of noise, preferably away from the kids, pets, and traffic. If you have a headset, that will give you the best sound. If you're on your computer camera, don't lean in. Sit back and relax so that you're framed the same way you see people on TV, head and shoulders. You might even want to raise your computer up so that it's level with your face. Put it on a box or a book and make sure it's stable. If you're using a cell phone, see if you can get a simple cell phone tripod. They're easy to set up. If you don't have a tripod, no worries. Set the camera for selfies. Hold the phone about arm's distance from your face. Make sure it's landscape or horizontal, not portrait or vertical. Try to keep the camera level, not too high, not too low. Make sure you can see your whole face and maybe shoulders in the frame. Next, find a nice light in front of you. Never sit in front of a bright window or light source. Turn around until you find the best light and background and the shot is looking attractive. This is a good shot. This one, not so much. Don't put your head too high or too low in the shot. Your eyes should be about 1/3 down from the top of the frame. Okay, now you're looking and sounding your best, and you're ready for your close-up. Keep watching, and maybe we'll be bringing you on the show soon.
Hey, and welcome to Pop Goes the Culture and Ask Them Yourself. And tonight we are very happy to have with us once again the great Mary Drew, psychic medium. Mary, welcome back to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
We are very glad to have you back. Happy New Year. How's your New Year been so far?
It's been great. It's been a wonderful new year. I started it off very positive, very happy, a little sickly, but that's normal in our family.
Okay, I get it. Well, what we're going to do tonight is you're going to be doing some psychic readings for us, right? For some of the folks who are calling in.
I am.
And the way to call in tonight is we want you to join the conversation at www.askthemyourself.com. We are going to fix that up for a second. And so why don't we get started? We have our first guests, and I'm going to bring them in. And let's see who we've got here. So say hi to Mary Drew.
Hi, Mary Drew.
Hello.
Hi. How you doing? Can you hear me?
Oh,
we can't hear you?
Oh, there we go.
Oh, it's glitching. It's freezing.
We're good.
Okay, well, say hi to Mary, and let's get started. What's your question?
What's your question?
Okay, my question is, Mary, is my mom watching my life, and is she proud of me? She passed when I was 18.
I'm sorry your mom passed. Can you hear me okay, first of all?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Obviously, when people call or talk to me, especially about their parents, deceased loved ones, one of the major questions they have if someone's proud of them. And I always say to them, think about your parents when you knew them, when you had them in your life physically here. You know the relationship you have with them. Parents are always proud of their children, even if they don't always express it verbally. Some are a little more quiet than others. Your house, by the way, is not quiet. So I'm going to tell you that besides your mom's energy being over there, there's also an Ann that's over there with mom. Who's Ann that's passed away?
An aunt?
Your aunt, huh?
Yeah.
A great aunt, yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of, I'm going to call it, I want to say there's family movement behind you because I do see a lot of energy walking, and I don't want to in any way scare you or creep you out by saying that, but I see a lot of movement behind you, a lot of females and a father figure as well, which I will get to on your side of the family. Yeah. But it's not just
this is her
family.
reading.
Yeah, it's not just family that's there. There's also some other energy that's attracted to you that you've pulled into that area that you live in now. So it's not just going to be family, just so you know when I talk to them. But I think you guys already know that from all the things that keep falling in your house or apartment area. I see a lot of movement, which is weird. Do you normally knock things over or lose things in the apartment?
Well, sometimes in the kitchen. Sometimes in the kitchen, things do fall over.
I feel like things are being rearranged, but that I would blame on your mom, I guess, in a nice way, blaming her, because I feel like a lot of her items have been placed around that you've kept. So do you normally keep them? It looks like it's in a glass, I'm going to say like a glass cupboard or something that has a front glass in front, and then there's a wood frame around.
There's a mirror behind us, but there's a china cabinet in front of us that the mirrors reflect.
What's in front of you then? The china cabinet in front of you, not what's behind you. Whatever's in front of you that would have like glass doors that
There's a bunch of her stuff in the china cabinet. The tea set. That's your mother's, right?
No, that was my stepmom's family.
Oh, okay. There's stuff from your mother here, right? In the china cabinet?
There might be one.
Do you have something in the china cabinet from someone named Rose also?
Wow. His mom's name is Roseanne. So that's crazy.
There is a rose in the china cabinet.
Oh yeah, there's a rose in the china cabinet from Beauty and the Beast. The rose that
the rose, yeah.
Yeah.
I have a feeling that some of the items that are in that cabinet, which is fine, are blended, mixed items of different people's, some living and some deceased. So a lot of times we get energy that gets mixed together. So I'll pull to, of course, the energy first that's deceased, but it doesn't mean I won't name people that are living still here, just so you know.
There's the mugs that are from my mother.
Yeah.
My mother, I'm a big Muppet fan. My mother gave me a bunch of rare Muppet mugs that we have displayed in the
that's great
cabinet.
I feel like I know you want it to be just her reading, and I understand that, but you realize your energies sit together.
Oh, I know. I'm here, so
okay, you're there together.
I will blend
the energy. But it's fine. There's also an Edward or an Edwin that's crossed over, and someone that goes by either Murray. I've never heard that name in a reading, by the way. So someone, it's like Murray, Maurice.
What?
My grandfather, Edward Melvin Hartman.
Holy cripes.
Oh, okay. Melvin, not Murray, sorry.
He went by Mel. Not Mel. His first name was Edward, but he went by Mel.
Right, but he didn't go by that name. Oh my, because I definitely have that energy as well. So even though there's a lot of females behind you, it doesn't mean males aren't going to step in at any point during the reading. So your
no, honey.
I think your combination. No, I think it's good because I think that there's a good combination of both families mix. Your mom is a bit quiet, which I know that you want her to talk more, but your mom seems like a quiet energy for some reason, as if she's a little more unsure of when she should talk to you. And just to make sure that when you said, oh, I wonder if my mom is proud of me, I would have turned that question around and said, are you proud of your mom? Because that's what she wants to know, really. Were you proud of her in the time that you had with her? Because she feels like she's kind of, giving you not as much as she should have given. Though she did leave you, which is interesting. Do you have her charms? Her little charms?
I have rings.
But she said she had a bracelet that had little charms that hung off of it. You could detach them. So that means each charm is on its own, probably circle. I don't know why I'm seeing unicorns.
I have my mom's. I have a wristwatch, and I have a couple of rings.
Okay. Is there anything with a unicorn on it, by the way, or a horse of some nature that belonged to your mom? It looks like a
Mm,
mystical one, though, like the way unicorn would be mystical, or Pegasus is something more mystical and not real. I keep
can't
seeing that
place
around town.
that. Mm-mm.
And by the way, that banging sound that you keep hearing by your bedroom is his grandfather. I just want you to know that. He keeps hearing banging by the bedroom. That's your grandfather,
Okay.
the one that goes, well, Edward, but doesn't go by Edward. It sounds like something keeps dropping on the floor.
Um, yeesh. I know. We
You hear me?
we used to hear banging, more
Yeah.
banging in the bedroom. Not so much anymore. Are you there?
It's
Can you hear
funny. I
us?
could see so much movement. Yeah, I hear you. It's a little, it goes in
Sorry,
and
we
out for
have
some reason.
we have a dog vying for your attention underneath the table. That's why I keep
Oh,
Well,
looking
the
down.
dog by your feet?
when we
There,
Yeah.
first
the
got to
room
this
that's
house,
behind you, by the way, the room that's all the way behind you that almost looks like there's an archway that I can see. What is that
yeah,
room in your house?
that's the kitchen.
Oh, that is the kitchen. Okay. Then most of your movement flows from right in front of you by that china cabinet past you into the kitchen. So that's probably where most of your energy movement is, and you've probably picked up. This is not a bad thing, by the way. Sometimes people live in a place before you've lived there, and someone will have passed away in that location. I don't know if you're attached to a whole building, meaning are you part of a unit of a building?
No, it's
No,
a one
it's
house. It's
it's
a
our
house.
house.
It is
It's
a
a house.
single house right now. Do you
Mhm.
Yeah.
know if where that house sits now, your house, did it were there other, I guess, multiple buildings there at one time that you know of, or did you ever look at the history of the land or your home? Because I'm getting a weird attachment, like maybe that multiple people might have passed there because there were different structures on the land before this house. You don't know. You've never done any history.
It's possible. I mean, the house has been redone several times.
Here's an interesting thing, though. It might be farmland. I think this might have been farmland before. So there could have been multiple residences or houses on the
Yeah,
farmland.
this house is over 100 years old. So
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
It's from
I'm not going to call it a
1911.
commune, but sometimes when you see like areas where there's a lot of almost like tiny homes and they call them communes, people are all living together, but they all have their own residence. I'm picking up that kind of energy where your house sits now. So
Hmm.
some of the activity, like I said, might be other people moving around.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's the lung, by the way? What is the lung or the heart? I don't know if it's heart disease or a disease by the lung or around the heart by your
that's me.
mom. Oh, that's by you?
I have a heart condition.
You have a heart condition. Okay. And obviously you get that checked out all the time. You're always on top of it. You're always going. All right, because her mom is making a joke, and I would never joke about that health, but she's making a joke that you always have to listen to his heart, meaning you have to pay attention to the sounds. So I don't know if you guys actually do that and listen to your own heartbeat with like your own instrument, or if you go to the doctor and do that
I don't
normally.
know if that I don't know if that's her mom or she picked on. There's a running joke. I was born with a congenital heart defect. But every time I'm in the doctor or the hospital or whatever, they have the interns come in and listen to my heart because I have a textbook heart murmur. So the
Okay.
cardiologist always has his interns or whatever listen to my heart to hear the murmur, and
Hear the
it's
murmur.
become this running joke.
Yeah, like you're like a test subject to them.
Yeah,
They're
Yeah.
using you to help everyone else learn. What's interesting is the heart issue then that you have. I know things don't just go away because I know enough about medical issues and science to know that that's not the probability that would happen. But I see as growth happens, meaning as you age, in a nice way of saying that, it does get better instead of getting worse. So have you noticed that as time has gone by, it has gotten better?
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, they can hear you.
Oh yeah. It
Okay, well,
has.
we have lots of people
I'm not
calling
worried
in.
about it.
Okay.
Guys, thank you so much for calling. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Mary.
Yeah, thank you very
Bye,
much.
guys.
Okay.
All right, thank you for reading.
Bye. Oh, this.
No
this
problem. Good luck. Feel good.
Awesome. Well, they were great, Mary. Thank you. We have other people
nice.
calling in. So it's going very well. Give me a second. Talk to me a little bit when you're doing a reading. Talk to me about what's going on inside you as you're doing a reading. What's happening?
Oh boy, so many things are going on inside my head. Well, besides the fact that I'm trying to generate energy, which is easier to do when you're sitting in a room with the person, you're pulling
Right.
energy off that person. But when you're doing it over a phone or through Skype or anything like that, FaceTime, I'm really listening to the energy of the voice more than anything.
Mhm.
And then I'll start to hear their deceased loved ones, or I'll see them standing either right before me, like in the room with me, or by them. So I'll look at their cues. What are they saying? What are they showing me? Sometimes they'll show me pictures in my mind. Of course, I'll hear their voice in my head, or sometimes it does sound like it's coming from my ear. So I'm really there's a lot happening at one time because they do speak very quickly, number one. But sometimes many people are talking at the same time.
Right.
So
right,
I have to differentiate who's speaking in the room.
That's crazy. It's kind of crazy.
It's sometimes it's dizzying.
Well, we have another caller coming in, and let me bring him in. And this will be Robert. Robert, thank you. Thanks for calling in tonight.
Robert.
Hi, how you doing, Mary?
I'm doing great. How are you?
David, good to see you.
Good to see you.
So is it okay if I ask 2 questions?
Sure, absolutely.
Actually, my glasses are glaring. So, Mary, are you able to sense spirit?
I am able to sense spirit. So I will sense the energy in the room with me, but I will also see it, hear it. So it's a real combination.
Okay. So I was just wondering if you sensed my mom. She had passed away in February, and
I'm sorry. Oh God.
Oh,
that's not even a year. Not even a year.
True.
Oh.
I know. True. If you start.
Now, would your mom, by the way, would she be with someone named Joseph? Because I am getting first, not your mom yet, a male energy that's stepping forward instead. So even though you're asking for mom, I'm getting a male energy that Joseph was there before her and Joseph received her. So there must be a Joseph that's crossed over either on mom's side of the family or dad's side. It can be, because obviously you look at your family lines 2 ways. And they would have received her. What's the obstruction? What was the cancer or the obstruction? I feel like it's actually in my esophagus, but it goes all the way down.
She was 99 and 5 months, and she just closed her eyes and left.
And just left. And they never talked about any internal health problems with mom, besides the fact that she was 99 in age. She wasn't battling something that was more almost like when you have a gastritis or you have stomach issues, but it would come up higher into the throat. I feel like there's something wrong with her throat.
Okay.
Yeah. And who is either Madeline or Mary? There's an M-A-R or an M-A-D name around mom.
Okay. Nobody
it's
I'm
either Mary,
familiar with.
Marie.
Nobody I'm
On
familiar
mom's side
with.
of the family. So meaning her mom's, your mom's mom. So your maternal grandmother. That side of the family.
Okay. So
There's
that's
someone that
Kate.
also would be with Joseph. So really, two people would have been there prior to mom that would have received mom over.
Okay. And are you
And did
sensing
she
her?
normally, by the way, did she
Was that?
normally laugh a lot, your mom?
She did.
Was she?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a bad thing, but sometimes when someone will step forward, they'll start off with a sound like a giggle or a cough. If they were a smoker, I'll smell smoke. But I
Yeah.
got a
She
lot of
loved to laugh.
giggling, I heard,
Yeah. She
almost like a
loves to laugh.
child, which is going to sound to you. I want you to familiarize yourself with giggling again because you're probably going to hear your mom. And she said, you can hear me. So now I definitely got her. Have you heard her before since she's passed? She said she spoke to you.
Dream state, and I have seen her with second vision.
Okay. Because say it's not only in the dream state. she said, I'm not just going there, I'm coming out of the dream state. So for you, it's going to be like what I call frontal vision,
Right.
more like overlapping, which is interesting. Some people will take the image of them the way you remember them to be, and they'll overlap their image onto a living person. So it'll be like as if you were walking down the street and you look up at someone, you go, oh my God, I think I just saw my mother. And it's that feeling of that shock. She says she's doing that.
Right. Yeah. I was at a restaurant yesterday and sensed her and kind of like felt like I saw her in my uh, imagination, lucidity. I mean, it just seemed like it was her energy.
Yeah. I feel like it's so weird that she's following you, but not because you asked her to, because she said she was going to do that. So either she claimed at one time that I'm coming back and she would visit you, and you didn't even pray up to her in your mind or say something in your mind like, Mom, be here today with me. I feel like she's doing it all on her own. So that's very good. But what's good about it actually is that you have the ability to pick it up. That's the best part. She also wore some kind of lemon perfume, by the way. Whatever she wore has a lemon scent in it.
Okay.
It's like body. I want to call body splash. That dates me how old I am. But
Maybe. Yeah.
she wore some kind of like something that you would put on after you bathe, and you would have splashed it on your body, not like a spray perfume. And she said it had a lemon smell. Do you know what she's talking about?
Vaguely. Yeah.
Oh, and you don't have any of her items still. Did you keep the items or start to go through her items?
Uh, I do have some of her items. Uh, uh,
She used to
I haven't
have
gone through them
like
yet.
this little,
I just
it's funny,
started.
she used to have a little glass bottle, she said. And in the little glass bottle was this liquid. So she used to keep it on. It almost looks like a very long piece of jewelry box on top of a dresser. She had like a
Okay.
long jewelry box. Do you remember that one? The one that has like the little dangly, reminds me of like little dangly earrings, but the knobs are that way.
Kind of, sort of. I
I know
mean,
it's hard to. I
yeah,
know,
yeah.
it's hard to remember.
Like that kind of detail out of it. Yeah.
Sorry,
Doesn't
I know. She had it though, which is interesting, and she goes, I used to keep it on top of that. So you would probably know. Also, she hums a lot, your mom. So in between her talking, like she takes like a pause, and then I hear her just humming. So was she normally someone who hummed? Like music, like just hum it, not sing it, hum it.
I mean, she was a singer,
She
uh,
was
so it's
okay.
possible that she was humming songs.
I know it's hard to recall this, but in her older age of her like just being elderly, did she used to hum a lot then and not sing as much anymore, but just hum instead? I'm just wondering why the humming and not the singing.
Right. Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, she did in later years. She mostly did hand dancing.
What's that?
When she would listen to music and she would like move her hands like that.
Oh, okay. I'm like, I don't know what that is.
But so I guess, yeah.
Oh yeah,
So
good.
I'm wondering, how is she doing?
They're doing great. They're better
Yeah.
than we are. Everyone who passes over, they're in a state of complete like happiness. They're not ill. There's no pain.
Right.
Age really isn't an issue. So even though you said your mom died and she was much older, it doesn't mean she has to stay at that age frame. People will
Right.
come back and they'll choose other age frames. So your mom is great. She doesn't really have any limitations, especially by her hips and legs. She said it's important to tell you that. No limitations by her hip and upper legs. So that
Right.
means there
That
must have
was
been
a problem.
yeah, that must have been a problem for her. She likes her movement, which is good. No, she's fine. She's happy. She wants to
Okay.
come back, but not in reincarnation, just so you know, which means she doesn't plan on doing life again and having another experience because I just want to come back and visit. So you probably are going to get some visits from mom. The front door, by the way, your front door of your home, is there something that like hangs by the door that's kind of loose that you can move it? That sounds weird, but do you have like a decoration that you normally leave right by the, I guess it would be the frame of the front door?
I mean, there's something hanging on the
In your
front,
house.
but it's not movable. And there's something I'm not sure about, something that's hanging. Why? What's this?
She
What are you
said she
getting at?
moved something. I was going to ask you to go look, but you don't have to get up right this second, but maybe after, go look.
Right.
She said she moved something that hangs right by the front door that you leave there. And it is swaying, which means if she's loosened it, and now what shouldn't be moving is moving. So I want you to look for movement,
Okay. I'll check.
not to scare you. Yeah,
Okay.
not to scare you. That's normal for people to want to touch things and move things.
I was wondering if I could just ask you one last question
sure.
about myself. So I've been dealing with lots of physical challenges the last.
Whoops, sorry.
Years.
Lost
That's
them.
okay.
Okay, you're back.
Oh, there you are.
I'm back. Okay. Been dealing with some physical challenges the last couple of years, and I was just wondering if you could tell me the purpose of them and the best way to work through them.
Is it mostly the upper body, musculoskeletal limitations?
No.
Okay, what's with the back? What's with your like upper, I guess midway, like shoulder blade in between? What's going on with the middle of you? I want to go there first.
Okay.
Do you normally have like some kind of pain in the middle of your back? I feel
I
like
have some
nerves are
muscular
misfiring.
pain in the lower back a bit.
Did you have any kind of nerve damage at one point that you know of where something's misfiring? So it's like instead of something shooting down your leg, like some people get sciatic, right? And they get a pain that shoots down their leg. I feel like I'm getting a pain that's shooting up.
Huh.
It's almost like a misfire of the nerves. Like
Okay.
like something's pressing against each other and that's causing it. Did you dislocate part of your back?
No.
It's weird. The
Not that
whole
I'm aware
back
of.
area. Oh, go ahead. Sorry. What'd you say?
I'm sorry. Yeah, not that I'm aware of.
No, you'd feel it. You would know if the, if
would
the
know it?
nerves are misfiring. Yeah, you'd feel that tension or that like jolt of pain. The way if you touch something and you suddenly got a shock through your body. I feel like there's
Okay.
shock waves going through your body. And I don't know where it's coming from, which is weird because normally you'd have an injury or an accident that would cause something like that, but you didn't. So your pain is sort of what I'll call not related to any kind of accident, injury. It's more of a mystery or some kind of issue. It's not even health. You said you're having health issues, but your limitations don't really have to do with major health problems like organs. Well, something actually, there is something low. Did you have something in the front, like low intestine?
I mean, I had
What did you have
inguinal
removed?
hernia.
Oh, hernia. Okay. But they didn't go in surgery-wise to fix that, did they?
They did.
Oh, they did. Oh, they do. Okay, because that's why I see the scar down there. All right, that's not a problem. I don't see you being limited, which is interesting. You're having limitations, though, you're saying.
No, I mean, it's just diagnoses, but I'm not having an effect of them for the most part.
Okay, this is some way. So doctors diagnosed you with something or multiple
Right.
things, I'm going to say, because there's really multiple things I feel like going on. But at the same time that you've been diagnosed, I feel like it's been eradicated at the exact same time. So either you don't believe you have these problems, or your mindset has what I call mind over mattered it.
I see.
So in a weird way, you're healthy, I'm going to say, because your mind's healthy. I'd still go back to the doctor, though. What are they poking around? I feel like they're poking around with something, and I don't know what they're poking at. Is there a kidney thing, or were they poking at anything like in that area by kidneys?
No.
They don't have to scan like halfway down. Yeah, they do. Yes, they but
They do?
your mom's like,
Okay.
yeah, they do. Okay,
Okay.
wait. If you haven't had a scan, that I'm going to say is from mid-stomach down, and you can stop the scan when you get to, I guess, the lower part of the hip. That's the only area I want scanned, Mom just said. And
Okay.
then you're going to tell me what they see, obviously, after you have. Yeah, so you do have to have, like, I guess that's an MRI or a CAT scan of that area.
Okay.
I feel like the cause is really there, but it creates a multitude of problems.
I see. Well,
Yeah.
thank you so much.
Thank you, Robert, for calling in today.
Yeah, you're welcome.
All right. Thank
Really
you so much, Mary.
appreciate
Thank you,
it.
David.
Feel good.
All right. Appreciate it.
Feel good. Take care.
Thanks so much. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Bye.
So we're doing well. We're about halfway in. For those of you who are watching, we still have about half an hour before we're done. We have a couple of people who are waiting on the line, and we're going to get to them in just a second. We are going to take a quick break because there's someone I want to get on the phone. And there we go.
Thanks for calling in. While you're waiting to be brought on the air, set up your computer or your phone or tablet properly to get the best possible picture and sound. We want you to look your best. You're going to be on TV. First, find a quiet spot with not a lot of noise, preferably away from the kids, pets, and traffic. If you have a headset, that will give you the best sound. If you're on your computer camera, don't lean in. Sit back and relax so that you're framed the same way you see people on TV, head and shoulders. You might even want to raise your computer up so that it's level with your face. Put it on a box or a book and make sure it's stable. If you're using a cell phone, see if you can get a simple cell phone tripod. They're easy to set up. If you don't have a tripod, no worries. Set the camera for selfies. Hold the phone about arm's distance from your face. Make sure it's landscape or horizontal, not portrait or vertical. Try to keep the camera level. Not too high, not too low. Make sure you can see your whole face and maybe shoulders in the frame. Next, find a nice light in front of you. Never sit in front of a bright window or light source. Turn around until you find the best light and background and the shot is looking attractive. This is a good shot. This one, not so much. Don't put your head too high or too low in the shot. Your eyes should be about 1/3 down from the top of the frame. Okay, now you're looking and sounding your best, and you're ready for your close-up. Keep watching, and maybe we'll be bringing you on the show soon.
We have someone else on the line now. Can you still hear me, Mary? Everything cool? Okay. So we have someone on the line, and rather than doing the normal screen, Renee, are you there? I had Renee on the line. Hold on, let me see if she's there. Renee, are you there? Okay, she's gone. So we're gonna, yeah. No, we had someone on the radio. I will try to get her back in just a second. Hold on, let me see if we can get her.
Hello?
Hi, is this Renee? Hi, Renee. Can you hear me? Renee?
I hear music.
Yeah, I hear music too. Renee, hello. Okay, well, let's see. Renee, are you there?
Oh, wait.
Can you hear us?
No.
I don't think she can hear us. Hello?
No, I can't hear her.
Okay, I don't know if she can hear us or not.
I can't hear anything.
Okay. All right. Sorry, Renee. We'll get you next time. We had a couple of people who were trying to call in a little earlier, and they left. I'm going to ask them to come back, and we're going to bring on Kimberly in just a moment. How long is it? When did you start, Mary? When did all this happen for you? When did you start sort of? What happened? Tell me that story.
Well, it started when I was very young. So as early that I can remember, I was 5.
Mm-hmm.
But my best memory starts at 10 because between 5 and 10, to me, they were imaginary people. I called them imaginary friends. I really didn't know what they were. So by the time I was 10 years old, my grandmother passed away. She came to visit me, and she let me know that she would come back to visit again, but other people would be visiting me, and that they were people that no one else could see, only I could, and that they were people that aren't imaginary friends, that they had already died.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I wasn't that happy with it then. So,
How did you tell people about it? I mean, was that something that you could talk to them about?
I did not tell anyone because I was too afraid, and I didn't know how my family would react. So I did go to some of my brothers when I was scared at night, and I would say, the people keep coming out of the walls, and my brothers would go, "Yeah, I'm having a bad dream. Go back to bed." So it does. They don't know. We were all kids. We don't know what we were doing or saying.
Right.
But by the time I went to college, I was very aware of what was going on, and I did speak to a priest because I was raised Catholic. So
what did he say? What was his attitude about the whole thing?
He was amazing. I'll never forget him. Father Tom was his name. He was amazing, and he gave me like a pep talk. We talked about what was I experiencing, how could I enhance it, and he kept saying, if you just give permission to hear them, maybe instead of just seeing them, you'll hear them too. And I said, okay, I'm going to try that. And I went up to my dorm room. I know. And I sat on my bed in my dorm room, and I just said, okay, I'm ready to hear everybody. Whatever you have to say, I'm ready. Just like that. Went to bed, didn't think about it. Woke up in the morning, didn't think about it. And later that day, I had my first encounter with someone where I heard them. And that, of course, scared me a little bit.
Yeah, okay. Because, I don't want to hear anymore.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, because I'm like, I don't know if I could shut it off. And I didn't know how. Wherever I went, I would just start hearing people and seeing people next to other people, living people, of course. And I'd say, I don't know how to stop them from talking to me. So it became a lot of anxiety and a lot of insomnia.
Yeah.
So, a lot. So I spent a lot of those years, trying to figure it out on my own. I didn't have a mentor. I didn't have anyone to talk to about it.
I keep thinking about that scene in Ghost where Whoopi Goldberg, for the first time, starts hearing.
Like that.
And he
like
starts.
When she jumps back.
Yeah, but he's singing Henry VIII I Am over and over again, which is keeping her awake all night. And there's just like, this is what I have in my head when I think about a psychic medium with a very annoying spirit.
I'm only once do you know that I had a spirit, and he kept singing to me "Shake It Up" by
Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift. Yeah,
He
and
must have
that made
died.
me laugh. I thought of Ghost. I thought of the movie. I did. So,
Oh my God, that's
yep.
hilarious. All right, we
So
have
you do get used.
yeah, we do have another caller, and this, I believe, is Kimberly. Hi, Kimberly.
Hi.
So you can
Hi,
hear us
Kim.
now, right?
I can hear you
I
now.
do.
Yes.
Okay, good. Right,
I hear
Kimberly and I were on a little earlier, and we were trying to we had audio problems before the show started, and then Spirit fixed us up, and now we're all good again. So,
Okay.
Thank goodness.
I hear you just
Hi.
fine.
Oh,
Hi.
good,
Do you have
good.
a question?
So, what's that?
Do you have any questions for me, or
I,
do you?
I do. So, my mother passed about 2 years ago this month. And so I had a dream about her. And I was wondering because in her dream, it was like she was coming to me, but she wouldn't look at me. So I thought maybe she was mad or upset at the decisions I made prior to her departing.
No, that's not why they will not look at you in a dream. Sometimes you won't get someone looking at you in a dream because the direction they're facing is the direction they want you to look. So it's usually what's past them that's the most interesting. So if you're looking at your mom in the dream, of course, that's who you want to stare at is your mom.
Right.
It's always important to look, what's the view that she might be looking at? What direction is she facing? Can you remember what you saw, in front of your mom, or I guess behind your mom in a sense? Usually it's them guiding you.
Yeah, she looked like she was just like laying in a bed and she was like crying, like whimpering, crying, but yet she was facing the opposite direction to where I couldn't see her. So I was like, I woke up crying myself because that was the first dream I've had of her since she passed.
And that being your first dream, just you tell me that little part, the whimpering and the crying, I would say that would upset me so much too. If that was my first dream, yeah, I would be so upset because I'd be thinking my mom, sad, she's lonely, she's lost, she's mad at me. I would be thinking a million things. But when they show you those images, it's not them. So what they experience and what they feel is only good things, but it might be a reflection of what you were feeling at the time. So she might have thrown back at you your own feelings or your own emotions of fears and insecurities and upsetments that you had going on in your life presently at that time that you had the dream. Because your mom wasn't upset with anything that you did during the time she was alive, but also after. So even like after she passes and you make decisions after she's gone, they do see those decisions that you're making. And they're never disappointed. The decisions you make might be hard and you might make mistakes, but the point is for them to guide you through those mistakes. Sometimes it's a very silent guide. So you feel very alone in that moment. You're going, Mom, where are you? This is the time I need you. I need your strength now more than ever. And you feel very isolated and alone because they want you to feel like you're accomplishing that without them helping you all the time. So it's a very fine line that spirits will kind of walk that way, which is, should I do everything? Should I clear the path before them? Or should I take a step back? And should I let them figure it out? And then if something happens, I'll be there to catch them when they fall. So it's such a difficult thing, but your mom was never upset with you ever. She was never disappointed with you. You two are opposite in personality. So being opposite in personality, the choices she might have made would have been very different than yours. So that's why you might be thinking, well, maybe Mom's disappointed in me because I did it this way, and she probably would have wanted me to do it another way. But she only wants you to do it the way you would do it. Because for you, you are a hard learner. And I mean this in a nice way. Some people have to hit the bottom of something to look up and go, okay, I get it. Like I got all the way to the bottom, and now I know what I have to do to climb my way back up. They're not learning along the way because they're sort of blinded by what's happening around them. your mom just said to me, she's a hard learner. So
I
maybe some of maybe some I am too though. So maybe some of the choices you'll make in hindsight, you'll go, I should have done that, a year ago. And you know that
Right.
you wish you could reverse the time. But your mom was always loved you. She's a little I'm gonna say a little more stern at times. So
Oh,
I
yeah.
think your mom, kind of had a different feel to her. You have a lot more compassion for your own issues, but others around you and what they go through. It's not empathy, it's you're compassionate. You're like, I feel, what they're feeling in a sense, and I feel I can help them in some way if I lend my 2 cents. Your mom didn't really feel that way, I guess is a nice way of saying
Yeah.
it. She was a little more hard and a little more black and white about things. You either do it this way or you do it that way. And
Very
she
much
didn't
so.
see in between.
Yeah. So I just have one more question.
Yeah.
So right after my mom's passing, I want to say like maybe 6 months down the road, I had a really rough time and I had a nervous breakdown. So
Okay.
I I almost didn't make
I
it.
know.
So I just want to know if she was with me at that time.
They are absolutely with you at those times of when you feel like this is my last choice, or I don't know if I can make any more choices past this moment. And I know your mom's very important to you. Even more important than your mom, you have spirit guides, people that surround you, people that are, I call them people, but they're not really people. They're angels. They're of another form, and they stay
Right.
with you during those very trying times. But what's important is, okay, you had the breakdown. You had the point where you almost felt there was no return, but you did return.
Yeah, I was hospitalized. I almost didn't make it.
you did.
I don't even remember like 5 days of my life, so it was rough.
Yeah, but you were given another shot. And the funny part about that is not your mom's doing, not even your guide's doing. That's your doing. Because in the end, your body took over, your subconscious
Mhm.
state takes over and says, I'm not done fighting. I'm not giving up yet. Even if you thought you were ready to give up, you weren't.
Yeah.
So somewhere in
Okay.
that deep darkness, you pulled yourself out. Yes, people help you. Medical people around you help you. Family
Right.
and friends help you. But in the end, you're the person that has to get up and do it. Because
Yeah.
you know what's
Yeah.
going on in your head, or you know what's going on in your body. And it's scary.
Right.
It is.
Oh, yeah.
But you should be so proud of yourself. But you know what? Your mom's proud of you, but you should be proud of you. Because look
I
how
am.
far
It's
you've
just I've
come.
been living with it for 2 years, and I'm just like I just need to talk to someone and just ask those questions because they've been bothering me so much.
Yeah.
So
I understand that
appreciate
because
it.
when people want the approval so badly of their deceased relatives, or they just want to feel loved, they want to feel that their parents are proud of them, all these things. And they are. That's funny because the emotions that they have when they cross over are only positive emotions: happiness, joy, love, all the things that we should embody here in the physical form that we kind of lose sight of. We forget about it because there's a lot of
Yeah.
yucky stuff happening around us, and we
Right.
absorb the negative so much easier than the positive. We really do.
Okay.
So
All right.
I think you should be proud of you. Your mom is proud of you. By the way, your grandmother's also here, and she's proud of you because your grandmother is a
Awesome.
very kind of sweeter soul, a little bit different
She
than
is.
your mom. A little, yeah.
She is so
So,
much. Thank you so much. You
yeah.
answered a lot of
You're
questions that
welcome.
helped me so much.
Kimberly, thank you
Yeah,
so much for
anything.
calling in.
Good luck
I
with
appreciate
everything.
it.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Positive.
Thank you, Dave.
Okay.
Thank you. My pleasure.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay. Well, that was certainly intense. We have a few minutes left. If you're watching right now, I'm talking to Mary Drew, the North Shore medium. Did I get that right? The North Shore
Yeah,
medium.
North Shore Psychic Medium.
What is it about Long Island with all the psychic mediums on that? What is there, something in the water?
I know everybody says that because honestly, there are a lot of psychics and a lot of mediums or combinations on Long Island, Manhattan, they're everywhere. And everyone has such different levels and degrees of abilities. So you really can't compare any medium to another. We're all so different.
Yeah, but it seems like a hotbed out on Long Island.
It does. I agree with that. And it's funny because when I hear other stories of other mediums, like if I watch it on TV or, on YouTube, what's amazing, or what I find most amazing about the uniqueness of everyone, there's always one common thread. And the common thread is all of them feel between a certain age frame, 5 and 10, that their abilities seem to manifest. So even if they're born that way, which people call that indigo children, you're born with the gift. There are a lot of people that aren't born with it. Something happens to them between the age of 5 and 10 that then the ability develops or comes out. And usually it's something traumatic. I hate to say that. It could be an illness. It could be something emotional, psychological. So, it's funny. When I'm my most stressed out, I'm probably tuned in the highest to my psychic ability.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
I know.
Periods of stress.
It's a crazy combination.
Well, so we're on live. We have another couple of minutes to go. If somebody wants to call in, www.askthemyourself.com, log in. You may have a couple of minutes to get a quick reading with Mary. Otherwise, you'll be coming back on again, I'm sure, at some point. This is your second time on, and it's always fun to bring on a medium. Again, you're watching Ask Them Yourself, and we do have celebrities come on and personalities, and the great thing about it is that you can be always part of the conversation. We had John Schneider on a couple of weeks ago. We had Donnie Most from Happy Days, and we had a bunch of people on a couple of weeks ago to talk about Stan Lee, and we have more great guests coming up. And of course, every day is our regular Pop Goes the Culture, which are our archival or pre-recorded interviews. And we're going to start to shake things up on Pop Goes the Culture Live. We're going to have Ask Them Yourself. We're going to be doing, it is. We're also going to be doing Everybody's a Critic, where you can call in on a Monday, and we'll talk about the movies that have been on over the weekend. We'll talk about what's good, what's bad, and what you should be seeing, and you guys can finally tell what your opinion is. So there's a lot going on. And there is a new thing that I'll be doing with Arlen Schumer within a month or so. We're going to be doing a podcast about the Twilight Zone. So that should be fun, and that'll be part of this whole thing.
That'll be great.
Yeah. So looks like we are all out of callers. We had one person call in. He wanted to know, not call in, but he wrote in on Facebook, and I don't know if you can answer these. He wanted to know, did his ex truly love him or ever love him?
You know what? That's such a hard question because, first of all, I'm not talking to him, meaning I don't know who called in or who wrote that in.
Right.
The likelihood is yes. They do truly love you when they first get together with you, and there's sort of like that newness to a relationship and you first meet. And then quickly you do uncover the likes and dislikes of each other and the differences of each other and where your strengths and weaknesses are. So people can easily kind of grow apart and fall apart. People make mistakes based out of anything from their past. So, that's a tough question. I think the best thing to think of, I always look at life as it's a series of moments.
Yeah.
So everything for me is like, what was that moment? What can I take away? If I take away one good thing from it, I'm happy. So I'm okay if the relationship ends because what was that one good thing that person taught me?
Yeah.
And I think that's really important to do in any part of your life. So whoever wrote that in, I'm going to wish them well, and I'm hope that they are very happy and stay happy and positive.
Mary, where can people find you? Tell your website, tell them where if they want to get readings or what's the best way to do it?
People can find me at www.marydrew.net. They can also go to Amazon and they can look up a book that I wrote. I published it in September called The Words We Speak. They can, once they're at my website, marydrew.net, they can read about me. They can get contact information, my email, and reach out to me. If people call me, I always call them back within a matter of just a few days.
Good.
And I will guide you whether you need a reading or not. Because honestly, a lot of people call me, they don't even need a reading. They just need someone to listen.
Well, that's important too.
So,
Mary,
yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much for being here today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
And again, we will be back within a couple of weeks. And we're going to be doing some more fun stuff, I hope. And Mary, you'll probably be back, I don't know, in a month or so. We were talking about doing it on a semi-regular basis with you. So,
Definitely.
Good. Sounds good.
I will be back. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming, and thank you for watching. Again, you can see us at www.askthemyourself.com. And we'll see you next time on Pop Goes the Culture.
So funny, that little thing. I thought I got a bloody nose for a second. I got nervous. I'm like,